Hey guys, welcome back to the AfterBuzz show here for Nashville. We are on episode 14 already, See What I Cannot Change. Today we are going to talk about Frankie being back on the wagon. We are going to talk about Gunnar, Scarlett, and Layla with their new music news, Colt going to the Army, and Juliet returns. Woo! Yay!
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin!
Woohoo! Yeah!
Yeehaw!
The gang's all back
Yay!
together! I love it when everybody's here.
And we're so in sync today. It's really cool.
It's great. It's great.
Yeah, where's
We're
Lance
sharing the minds.
Thank you for that.
Okay, let's right away start talking about Frankie. So at least he's back on the wagon this time. But yeah, I know we weren't too pleased with him last episode. So let's
I
just talk
still
about
feel
it.
the same. I think it was a very crybaby type of thing. It wasn't big enough for him to, after 15 years, like, that's insane.
Preach.
Yeah.
And it was sad to see his daughter Cash see him like that. So
That was bad. But it's interesting because, who are you again? We should introduce ourselves, right?
oh my God! We're so excited about this episode.
We gotta get serious real fast, people.
Sorry guys, we're gonna bring this right to you.
Oh my God.
So I'm JJ Jurgens.
Hi guys, I'm Keetin Marchi. Hey guys, Whitney Lane.
Hey everybody, Violet Kanian.
But back to Frankie.
Yeah.
So I was really, it must have been something that caused him to drink in the first place, and who knows what that story is, but it has to be with some deep insecurity and
true.
he doesn't feel good enough. Like, because that's what it ended up being. That's why he got, it was just weird.
It's so weird to me because this character of Cash, like, I feel like they kind of painted her a little bit as like a bad girl in the first couple episodes as we came back, and then they throw this at us about her history. But I don't for some reason it's hard for me to feel bad for her because like I get like whatever she went through was probably very terrible, but like I'm just like I still don't really sympathize because I don't feel like she's a nice person. I really don't.
You know what's weird now that I think about it? Because I really wasn't thinking about how it affected Cash, but no wonder she tries to control Maddie and be in control of things because she couldn't with her father.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that, of course, is why she's going to be like, okay, it's time to go. I've got to get you home. Or she didn't want Colt kind of coming in and like ruining their relationship because she's probably seen that so many times.
Well, and she was probably the parent figure a lot with her dad, keeping him on track for the last 15 years. So it does make sense, but I'm still like, okay, girl, like, you've had a rough past, like obviously Maddie has too, but like you don't need to be, then why are you trying to, I still think she's trying to steal her songs and her talent. That's what and it makes me very nervous, but that also similar to Frankie because Frankie got very jealous of Deacon, so I could see Cash being also very jealous person. So I wonder what his history is because I bet you it's something similar.
It's worried about someone else coming in and taking what they have.
Yep.
And that in terms of the bar, in terms of the music, in terms of all of that.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I agree with you too. I was having a hard time sympathizing with her as well, just because of how bad we saw her be. The character is interesting for me because I feel like it was introduced as she was really nice, and then it was like, oh, she's shady. Now this one we're supposed to feel sorry for her. It's not quite flowing I don't know, as I kind of want it to.
Yeah.
You know?
It's almost like they're two different characters.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Well, she's looking out for number one. Because let's be honest, I'm sure growing up with a dad who's an alcoholic, you have to kind of fend for yourself and figure out a way to be, find your way. And then she sees Maddie, who's got Rayna and Deacon as her parents. I mean, even Deacon's gone through what her dad did, but at the same time, it's like a little bit more handed to Maddie than it is to Cash. I don't know. I just think she's just trying to be in control of her life and in control of the people she may surround herself with because she knows what it's like when she loses it or can't control somebody around her.
And she probably does see this as her shot too. Like, she recognizes the talent in Maddie and is like, oh, I'm going to use this so I get success.
I just can't imagine what it would feel like to see your dad, he's drunk up on here after 15 years. Because I think that probably never goes away for her. I think after year 8, she's still like, you never know. Like, that's a fear in her life always, and then it came true 15 years later.
Well, and the day after they were just celebrating, like the 50. Oh,
it's just sad. I do feel for her for that because nobody should have to go through that, and I don't know. We'll see how she handles it from here on out, and how she reacts or kind of lashes out to Maddie or whoever.
Yeah, I wonder if she'll blame Deacon as well, like similar to Frankie blaming Deacon, and in blaming Deacon, blame Maddie and take it out on Maddie.
And how's Deacon gonna handle all of this?
I think he did pretty well from what we saw. He did, he got him to the meeting, and
again makes you question your own sobriety, right?
Definitely.
Like,
I mean, he was a sponsor. It's like a step up.
That's what I'm saying. And Frankie to me is a little bit like unstable in general. Even before he started with the drinking again, I think again he wants to be in control of this bar and all of that. He was in control of Deacon and helping him get to where he's going. You don't know how he could sabotage or say things that might be digs at Deacon that get to him in a way. You just never know.
Yep.
It's weird. And it's unfortunate.
Yes, it is.
The Beverly.
Struggling.
Straight up. Yeah.
Well, that was a lot of drama. And speaking of some drama.
Oh, yes. I don't know if you guys, I think I should do it to this camera right here, but I don't know if you guys have heard about the new TV show called Containment. On Tuesday, April 19th on the CW, which always gives us the best, most dramatic shows, it's coming, and there is no cure. Similar to 28 Days Later, I don't know if you guys ever saw that movie, but it's terrifying. The greatest enemy comes from within. From the co-creator of The Vampire Diaries, Julie Plec, and Emmy Award-winning director of Game of Thrones, comes a riveting outbreak thriller, Containment. I mean, if you guys have not seen either of those two, I mean, this is going to be good. It's going to be good. When a mysterious and deadly epidemic breaks out in Atlanta, a massive urban quarantine is quickly enforced. Loved ones will be torn apart, and those on both sides of the fence will be put to the ultimate test of survival. Not just fighting the disease, but fear and isolation and the unknown. But is this virus an act of Mother Nature terrorism or something far more sinister? The truth will not be contained. Do you see what they did there? That was great. Secrets begin to unravel, society begins to crumble, but unlikely heroes will rise. Ordinary people will defy the most extraordinary odds. Don't miss the most utterly terrifying yet highly anticipated new series, Containment. The must-see limited series event premieres Tuesday, April 19th. Catch it only on the CW. Oh, thank you! That's so much fun.
Oh, man. Oh. I don't.
I mean, I'm exhausted.
Yeah. Get some water. Get some water.
Can we talk about more drama?
Yes. We talk about.
That's what this show's all about, after all.
Yeah,
So we
sure.
might as well
Give me
keep it
some more
going.
drama, you
Well,
guys.
so we got a great song. We got Gunnar and Scarlett.
Yay!
Yes.
You guys, our
my
chemistry
God.
is just like
I
you
love
can't fight it.
them together is utter perfection, but I want to go into Layla. Why does everything bad happen to her? Like, it's so sad.
She does.
Oh my God.
It's like you can say, like, Layla, it's okay. Your time's coming. What's meant to be is meant to be, as we were just talking before this show started.
My God.
But yeah, you can only imagine she's literally having to grow and like find out who she is and be secure in that, because it's constantly like a letdown.
Yeah, from every angle. I mean, the business, the love, her career. I mean, everything. Just,
Girl.
But at the same time, she's signed to a great label, and I have no doubt that she's going to be okay if all the country radio people loved her. Like, that's what she's not seeing right now, which none of us would if something like that happened. And it was such a huge, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go on tour with this amazing person, and then no.
I mean, I had a feeling once she got there, I was like, uh-oh.
The minute she said, I'll come with you, I was like, oh, there goes her tour.
Oh, Lord.
Bless her soul.
It's so sad. That's so hard. Like, and poor Rayna. I mean, I feel like Rayna, she kind of cultivated, like, Layla. I feel like she got Layla in a really good place. I think Rayna's truly proud of what Layla's put out and wants to kind of put Layla up on this pedestal. So I had to be killer for her also being in mama mode, too, to, like, tell this poor girl after everything she's been through, hey, by the way.
And she's so good at it. She does so
great.
well. She,
Yeah.
picks up all the pieces
For her own kids and then her label kids, because in the end she still has to be happy for the exes. They're
right.
going
Yeah,
down
her
her
label
label chase. Yeah.
Well, and then Gunnar and Scarlett's reaction to it.
They were sweet. That was
It
a
was
genuinely good reaction,
It
because that shows that they actually do care about somebody else, and they aren't just looking out for them.
Yeah.
You know,
that was
They're like,
perfect.
wait, what? Oh crap.
At least Layla has good friends. Like, this is the thing. Like she's been through a lot, but when she was closest to Jeff, she had isolated herself from the community and from the other people her age and stuff. And so it's really nice now that she does have this strong community and backbone behind her, and she hasn't isolated herself because of a love interest or whatever. And I really hope she doesn't try to do the same thing with where she gets closer to Avery, because he doesn't need to be isolated right now. That very much worries me.
At least she has Glenn.
Oh, Glenn.
He's sweet.
He is sweet.
Oh.
That wig.
Yeah.
I think he has new glasses too.
I love the song though. Write the Book. I thought it was amazing.
I did too.
That's a good one. No wonder it spoke to all those people in that room. And what a fun party. You just get to go listen to new music and drink wine.
Right.
And sit
Free
there and
Layla
listen.
swag.
I know. They're like, ooh.
We should all be doing that.
Right?
I know. I wish they could come in here and just play for us.
It'd
We could
be
just sit here.
amazing.
Yes.
If you're listening or watching.
Yeah.
Next
Love
time
it.
that comes in studio, you guys, we're going to make you sing. So I'm surprised we haven't tried to do that yet. We've had a lot of the
Yeah.
yeah.
We didn't. Yeah. We didn't make any.
Next time.
We keep doing it. I know. We're saying the same thing all night.
So in sync.
All right. Let's move on to. So we had a good Colt and Luke moment.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Finally.
It all
was-
comes back around. At least once in all of our lives, we've probably had some sort of issue. And not to that extent where you I mean, I don't know, maybe you have, but not to where you move out and you move into it with a parent, you ignore your parents' calls or grandparent. But that was getting rough. I was this is ugh.
I love this storyline. I love this discussion about joining the Army. I feel like not enough people, I mean, I've never really been touched by that personally. I know a lot of my friends and friends of friends have been kind of touched by that, and I just think it's such an honorable thing, but it's scary. And for Luke I love that kind of monologue Luke had to Colt about, hey, I'm not trying to prevent you from doing what you want to do. I'm terrified. And it speaks to what the troops, oh, yes, I support the troops, but really think about what these young 18-year-old kids are doing. And it's so admirable. And so I think Colt is such a good kid, and I love his character, and I'm so glad they're exploring the storyline and letting us see both sides of it in a fair way.
I'm glad that he stayed, that he went to the bar and they talked, but then he came back and he was sitting there. He's trying, and you see him trying in many aspects now because of that. You love him.
He's a good person.
He makes me like him a lot more now that he's not as
I want to be famous.
superficial.
Yeah,
Right. Now this is we're seeing a little bit of his core value system, and he's figuring out, maybe I forgot a little bit of this stuff and I need to get back to who I was, which we see in other ways this episode too.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think the writing of this storyline is excellent, and I think it's been fun to watch. I mean, as sad as I was to see Jeff go, it is great what this trickle effect has done for the Colt and the Luke storyline. Because even I enjoyed the kind of Colt's angle versus Maddie that we saw before, versus fame versus not being in that world, and I liked seeing that struggle. And then I really enjoyed this one last night. I agree. I loved seeing him on the steps. It was just a great storyline with them.
So he's becoming a more open human being, which we see also with his business at this point. So not only to his son and saying, okay, let me hear you. I'm going to hear you instead of just demand that you do this. Now he's hearing someone else.
And the person he's hearing, it was great to see Will actually stand up for himself.
Yes.
Loved it.
But I'm sure if Will knew where Luke was going, Will
he
would
would've.
feel terrible.
Well, that's the funny thing. But
That was funny.
when you're watching that, does it not make you think crap, you might catch somebody a bad day and you're they are so rude.
Yes.
And it happens to all of us. And then you're wait a second. There's a background. Is that not so funny? I was gosh, I would have felt the same way. He's going to ignore me and he's going to get on the phone and walk out the door. I'm trying to have a serious conversation. And he comes back in what?
Yeah, he doesn't take you
And he's
seriously,
like,
especially
okay.
after you already dumped him from the label. So you're okay, he doesn't think anything of me. He doesn't think I'm talented. He doesn't, you have all those
you go through
conversations.
all those,
Well, and I'm surprised, Will kind of was just oh, right, yeah, so quickly. I was just kind of whoa, Will, let's go back a little bit. Let's remember what this guy did to you.
I love
and
it.
you're jumping on yeah, let's get signed again. I don't know if I would fully trust him that quickly.
His other option is the other label that knows nothing about country music.
Has he really tried to talk to Rayna about it?
I don't know.
That's interesting. He's never crossed that thing with Rayna. He's never had
It's
that
kind of
thing.
saturated right now.
Yeah.
Highway 65 is like happening. She's
That's
busy.
true.
I
Yeah.
think this, you see the
I love
tears
it.
in his eyes.
Oh,
I actually appreciate it
too.
too, because it's not that Luke is being like, he's just like, let me do this because I need to make money. You see genuinely he's like, man, I made a mistake.
Yeah.
And he owns up to it. And that's the first person I think that Will's ever seen say, oh, I like you for who you are. I know you're talented, and I made the mistake. I want you back
Right.
here.
And to have somebody like Luke Wheeler in the country industry backing you and supporting you fully, no matter like your sexual orientation, like that's huge. And I think that's a big statement too. And so I'm very happy that. I just wish he would have maybe like give him a little like
I'll think about it.
Given him like a line or two, or like just a little bit, really like, dude, and then be like, okay, no, but you know.
It's just good.
Yeah.
And Luke used his son's line about not doing something just because he's afraid. So it was nice.
That's right.
I liked it.
Colt, he's learning from his son. Like
I
you
know.
said, I like
I
that.
love
Look
Colt.
at that.
If he goes away, I'm going to be so sad. I actually want to look up that actor and see if he booked a pilot, because there's a reason they're writing the storyline in.
That's true.
Because they're going to take him away for a little bit. So I'm wondering if he booked like a bigger role on another show, and so now he's going to be kind of taken away from Nashville.
Break
Well, that's
up,
good for
going
him
to the
because
army. We'll see.
He's
He's
a great
so
actor.
talented.
He is a great actor. So I would like to see him in other things and bigger roles. So
Yeah. Agree. Well, should we talk about the big event? She's back! Yay!
Y'all, wow.
Yeah.
Oh my
Actually, I was
God.
really just. First of all, she looked beautiful.
Yes.
I thought.
Love her hair.
gorgeous.
She was so honest too. It was almost like, is this really her? As
I was
the
like,
person,
Hayden?
too?
I agree. It was there was definitely a different vulnerability and
Yes.
just
Light.
a whole
Yeah, I know.
It was
I was like,
interesting.
oh, she
I
looked
thought the
so
same
good.
exact
Girl,
thing.
get it.
Yeah.
This is the thing though. I wish, like, I understand why you didn't take the move. Like, I get why you walked away, but it's 2 weeks, and I understand like what you said of like, it's 2 weeks, it's 6 hours away from my daughter. I understand you need to like make it bit, but it's 2 weeks, and to support your daughter moving forward, you also have to learn, as you've entered back into your own life and own world, to balance work and career and family, because that was the main thing. And I feel like this would have been 2 weeks and a great opportunity to kind of test those waters and to kind of start moving into that. And it's, I don't know, it just seemed like
That's because you're thinking if it was you that was off the roll from Spielberg.
no,
Or
but-
anybody
no.
else, right?
I don't know. I just feel like I don't. Not only that if it was me, but I just think. I mean, again, don't have the experience of having a child,
Right.
But I don't know. I think there could have been a way that they could have shown this woman in the spotlight being able to balance things.
I think they're going to have to at some point.
I think if this opportunity came like a month after
Yes,
she was out,
yeah,
or a couple
I
of
agree.
months after, then she'd be like, okay, I think I'm ready for this. But fresh out the gate, she's gonna go and she's gonna go back to the way things were and how she is. 2 weeks can turn into 4 weeks, can turn into 6 weeks, and Avery's gonna be like, dude, where are you? Like,
Yeah, it's all about timing with that one.
Yeah, and I agree too. Oh, sorry, I couldn't go.
No, go ahead.
But also, I think there'd be something about just getting out. You're just moving back home, and then you're still a little. You got to settle back into even just being in your own home and your own environment. So then to pack up and go 2 weeks to to a foreign country and I
have
don't
no
know.
doubt if there's Oscar talk about her last role, there's other ones that will come around. I know if she even. I don't know. I'm not in the position.
Yeah.
But I think she made the right decision for a new Juliette Barnes.
Yes.
Because the old one would have immediately jumped and done that and not thought twice about, wait a
She
second, I'm
would've said
getting
it's just
to
2
know
weeks,
my
yeah.
daughter and I don't drink anymore and I don't do this and I like, I don't know.
I think she did approach it in the right way. Like, I mean, yes, like she ended up leaving the movie, but whether she decided to leave the movie or not, I think the fact that she was finally honest with the press was a huge move. I think the fact that she would made an effort to be like, this is my last night at home. I am going to take the movie, Avery. Like, first, actually, before even agreeing to take the movie, had the conversation with Avery about it, like an open conversation. Avery was just kind of like, I don't care what you do. Like, I'm not going to budge on my feelings about like letting you see Cadence more. She thought about it. She then took the film role, but made a chance to see Cadence, and then use this huge platform to apologize, basically, like to the public for lying and for being in hiding, and own her mistake, and kind of admit that she was in rehab and stuff, which is huge. So whether she said, I'm gonna stay here and do this movie, but afterwards I'm going to take another couple steps back because this is something I committed to already, or if she walked away, I would have been like, this is a great Juliet and we're moving forward.
Yeah, she was honest the entire time.
I also think, let's talk about how great Avery was. Again, just his reaction, his facial reactions when she, oh my gosh, when she was
singing
telling
to
him
the baby too.
Oh
my
too.
God.
I thought
song!
both moments. I thought when she was just telling him that she was going to take this movie again, you could just see on his face, like, here we go again, like the same, like he was just.
Which is what she thought too. So she got the role. She's like, no, I can't do it. And she, I don't know. I think they both handled it really well.
Yeah.
Surprising for the show.
I just think it was very honest and open conversation, which is different from how she would have been. She would have immediately gone there and said, I'm doing this, just so you know, bye.
Yeah.
She didn't do that. She approached it in a very good way after she's learned whatever was going through. And that's the thing. I can't even speak to what she's went through. She went through something that I've never been through. So it's like, I don't know. It's just a hard situation for both of them.
Can I make a serious comment and plea to the writers and producers of Nashville? I'm just realizing through this conversation, through all these conversations, all the different storylines and why we're loving the show now so much more than like earlier in the season now that's come back, is because all these storylines, it's not like silly, crazy, soapy drama. It's real like life, and it seems so much more like empathetic, and that we can understand it, and it's so interesting because they're also topics that we haven't seen before on the show. So it's so much more interesting, and I hope you guys keep doing this, because I love these characters, and I love them even more when we get to kind of explore them when they're facing things that, like, I don't know, just seem like so much more real.
Relatable.
And relatable.
Because we've all said it how many times? It's all about timing, or what's meant to be is meant to be. It's happened to all of us in our lives, certain things, certain aspects of the show. I just love it. I like it.
Getting good.
It is.
She's doing well with Cadence, the song where she says, if I could just forgive myself. Like,
I just got
and he hears
again.
that. That's the difference. That had to be a little bit of a shift, because here she is singing to her baby, doing what she loves, holding her baby whom she didn't want to be around, and singing about how she can't forgive herself. Like, she knows it. You can see it in her face. That's the difference. It's not the old person putting something on so she can get what she wants.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
And that's why I think he's saying, I don't know, it's just got to be so hard for him to. I don't fault him in any way for saying, I don't trust you yet. Those sorts of things. Like, they handled it very as it should be.
Yeah, it's really fun to see his roller coaster of just immediately how he was, with Will, and he's like freaking out that, now she's back, and now she wants to come
feels
just because
guilty,
she
and he has
the But you would be thinking all that stuff. I was like, oh, here we go again, and he's got to have defense stuff for himself,
protection for himself and his daughter. He doesn't know necessarily. They don't talk all the time. Now it's starting to build it's becoming healthy.
Well, these characters are finally like making the right decisions. They're the hard decisions, but they're the right decisions rather than the stupid decisions. So it's so nice. Yay, we have growth. Yay!
And I love that the show it's such serious storylines right now that we have going. They put so much comedic relief. You're like, the whole when Avery was with Will and he's like going off and he's like, you should go. And he's like, okay, bye. So I love it. I love
what did y'all think of Patrick, though? The publicist.
I don't like him. He's slimy.
He's cute, though.
No.
I think they're building there.
Now he's going to be in studio in 2 weeks.
There's something going
on.
on. There's something.
No.
Because
he's got his eyes on her.
He just pops in. He's bringing flowers. He seems a little too over eager about getting her all these roles and getting her away again from her family.
Yeah.
But however, when she did do that whole thing with the press, he kind of looked like, okay.
Yeah, but
he kind of took a step
because he's gonna swoop on in and be that male figure in her life right now. I'm skeptical of all the good characters. First of all,
I was surprised with that look too.
I thought he was gonna be like, seriously.
She doesn't need any male figure. She just needs a little female figure, and her name is Cadence. That's all she really needs in her life right now.
But you guys, 2 weeks and $1 million. That's
to
have the luxury of not needing to do that.
Right.
She does
so
much that she doesn't. But how insane!
I know,
right?
We're all like,
it's like
what?
Luke not knowing however many million was missing.
41 or something.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh
They would. Imagine. That would be an amazing
I just booked
problem
a plane
to have.
ticket today, and I wanted to cry. And it was $200.
That's the way it goes.
Yep. Well, I think that was about it for this episode. Or anything
So
else to
good.
add? It was so good.
Really?
It really was. It's getting there. It really is.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
And they're saying they're going to decide in May if it stays for another season.
Now, do we have the new showrunners on right now? Is that what the shift
I
has
think
been?
they said if it comes back.
If it comes back. Okay, I thought
When
they were
it comes
taking
back.
over. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Did you guys? I didn't get to see a trailer because I was. Was there a trailer?
Either.
I watched it
I
online.
did see
Oh,
the
there
trailer.
was.
I don't
It looked like Maddie's leg is going to get touched.
Yes.
Deacon's going to freak out
At who?
at the whatever
some audience member.
Remember
while
in
Maddie's
like the
singing. A couple weeks ago they showed
yeah,
it
they
too.
showed the
They handled
yeah.
his aggression a little bit better.
That's right.
Yeah, so we're gonna see some aggressive Deacon, and did they show Layla? Did they show her upset?
I didn't see this.
I didn't
Or did
see,
they
I don't,
show-
it wasn't too big
I
of
think
a
it was mainly
trailer.
the Deacon Maddie storyline, and we didn't see Maddie all episodes.
Yeah,
so,
we didn't.
Her or Daphne.
And the new guy we haven't seen either. Riff.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's why I wonder if Will will go out on tour with Luke and Riff or Raff or whatever his name is.
Riff Raff.
I do have a little news and gossip though.
Okay.
And this is like good gossip.
Yay.
This is like real stuff. So I told these girls I worked an event and none other than Mr. Jeff Fordham was there. But get this. It goes one step deeper. I was
He's
at
in
the
your trunk right
ACMs.
now.
If only. We wish.
We got him stashed. I went to the ACMs this weekend and I was speaking to Scott Borchetta, who's CEO of Big Machine Label. He was at the event too, okay? So this was so funny. I asked him how he liked the movie, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, you know what's so funny? He said, Oliver Hudson was there. He played me in Nashville. I did not know that Jeff Fordham was based after Scott Borchetta, but a little bit more mean. Because he's like, I'm not that mean. Scott was like, I'm not that mean. Scott Borchetta of American Idol. You see him all around, like made Taylor Swift. What? They based Jeff loosely off of him in real life. So I was like, well, this is enlightening.
My God.
Very interesting, right?
That is I would have never.
Right?
Oh
would've
my
guessed
God,
that
that's
either.
crazy.
I didn't know that either. It's like, well, when they asked me about it, so I guess they went to him and said, like, are you okay if we make a character kind of based off of you and, you know, your own label and being the CEO? And he's like, but I'm not that mean, am I? He asked that. And I was like, never. Kind of funny, though. It's like weird how it literally is, that show literally is based off that city and what goes on there with real people in it.
So does that mean Juliet's Taylor?
I don't know if she would be I feel like I've always thought like Rayna and Deacon were like Tim and Faith. Yeah. You know, like
For
they're
sure.
loosely based off of somebody.
Or like a couple people, maybe. Carrie, Taylor.
Yeah, you never know. Very cool.
Good juice.
Interesting.
Good one.
Just kind of an interesting, like, actual real
I love
gossip
how
in Hollywood.
Carrie Underwood was even mentioned in this episode when
Yes.
Layla was being interviewed, and like, how do you come out of the shadow of being a reality TV star? And Glenn was like, well, Carrie did
Carrie,
it.
yeah.
Maybe
Carrie's
just watch
doing
tonight on the Idol finale and you'll see how good she did. You know, that girl rocks. Yeah. But that's all I got.
That's great.
Kind of fun little story.
All right, well, let's try for a couple predictions.
Oh Lord, predictions. My brain is all. You guys start. I'm gonna.
And now,
I think I kind of said mine. Patrick. I think he's a little bit.
Okay.
I'm just by the first thing coming in and being a little too much and putting the flowers and trying to get her to do this new role and get her away from what she's already like been going through. You know, she wants to be there with her family, but he's trying to like, I don't know. I see him getting a little too close for comfort. But we shall see. I don't know how it'll happen. I do think Avery and her are building a bond again. Like you see that there's something there, and I would love to predict that they end up back together.
Yes.
That was only going to be mine. I'm like, I don't know if it's a prediction or a hope. But I just want them back together
They
now.
had that eye contact they had when she came to the door and everything. That was beautiful. They need to
still
be
love.
together.
They do.
I can't.
It's just like heartbreak love.
And poor Layla's gonna get like poor Layla. Hashtag poor Layla. That's where we really need to start.
That girl.
I think Cash, I said it a little bit earlier, but I think she's going to she's gonna continue to not be a positive thing for Maddie. And I think this thing between Deacon and Maddie, I think Cash is gonna use it against Deacon because she didn't have a close relationship with her father, and I think she's gonna try to like be like, Maddie, you're right, he's right. Like I think she's gonna stir the pot, and I'm not excited about that.
Especially since Deacon and Rayna love Cash right now. What a great influence she is, and poor little Daphne can read right through it.
Oh yeah,
she's the smart one.
She is.
Yeah. Their sister's gonna come crying back to her.
Yeah, literally family.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, all right, guys. Well, I think that's it for us here tonight. Thanks for watching us. Where
Bring
can
on
everybody
next
find
week.
Yeah.
Yes, you can find me everywhere at Violet Kanian.
I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Southern_wit.
You guys can find me all over the interwebs at Keetin Marchi.
And I'm at JJ Jurgens on Twitter and JJ.Jurgens on Instagram. We'll see you guys all again next week. Thank you. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz y'all later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.